My 6 go-to supplements over the last 10 years have been either an HCl or digestive enzyme supplement, vitamin D3, magnesium, zinc, a fish oil supplement, and I've also taken an electrolyte supplement in my water. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another Sunday Q&A. Before we start, just a quick reminder that if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Also, if you have any questions, ask them down in the comment section and we'll either respond to you directly in the comment section or answer your questions during another one of our weekly Sunday Q&As. Alright, time to answer your questions. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another Sunday Q&A. Today's question is with regard to supplementation, particularly what supplements am I taking now that I'm on the carnivore diet? A lot of you seem to have some concerns and are wondering, am I taking any supplementation to combat any possible deficiencies that I may have once I started implementing the carnivore diet? But the truth is I'm actually taking less supplements now than I was prior to starting the carnivore diet, and I'll explain why. Before I get into what supplements I'm currently taking, I'm going to take a step back and fill you guys in on what supplements I've been taking in the past. As I mentioned earlier, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis back in 2010. So since 2010, I've taken supplementation and nutrition very seriously. My 6 go-to supplements over the last 10 years have been either an HCl or digestive enzyme supplement, vitamin D3, magnesium, zinc, a fish oil supplement, and I've also taken an electrolyte supplement in my water. Now, last year, I ended up going up for a follow-up colonoscopy, and prior to the colonoscopy, I didn't have any issues at all with digestion at all. And what happened was after the colonoscopy, for 2 straight months, I had diarrhea. So I decided after those 2 straight months to get off all my supplements and just do an HCl protocol because I suspected that my HCl levels were low and it might have been due to a parasite infection or something like that, and that is why I was having diarrhea for 2 months. So a week into my HCl protocol, I immediately started feeling better. My bowel movements returned back to normal, and 16 days into the HCl protocol, everything normalized 100%. I ended up continuing the HCl protocol. I'm not going to go into exactly my dosage or what exactly I was doing because I don't want to give people the wrong idea. But within 16 days, everything went back to normal. And after that 16 days, I kind of backed off on my supplements. Then what happened was I started to slowly reintroduce some supplements. I mentioned in earlier videos that I reintroduced the magnesium, fish oil, all those things, and the diarrhea started to come back. And I suspected that it might have been due to the magnesium and the fish oil. So I removed those 2 and I didn't use them again up until I recently started the carnivore diet. And when I started the carnivore diet for this 3rd time back in March, I reintroduced all my supplements, and again, the diarrhea came back. I thought at first that it might have been due to the acclimation phase of my body just getting used to the diet again because I hadn't done the diet strictly since back in March of 2015. But what happened was on day 8 of doing the carnivore diet, I had the worst diarrhea of that entire week since I started it. And as soon as I removed the fish oil, the next day the diarrhea went away and everything went back to normal. So I thought that it might have been due to the fish oil, and that's why I removed the fish oil. About 1 week later, I started getting a little bit more symptoms. This time it was a little bit of loose stool. Nothing major, just mild loose stool. And I was taking several supplements that can contribute to loose stool if you take too much. One of them is magnesium, and I ended up removing the magnesium and also decreasing my salt intake because I was gradually increasing my salt intake to find out what my level of tolerance was. As soon as I removed the magnesium and decreased my salt intake, the last 3 weeks have been phenomenal. I have had absolutely 0 issues. So that is why I ended up removing the magnesium from my supplement protocol. And the only supplements that I am currently taking are a D3 supplement, a zinc supplement, and an electrolyte supplement in my drinking water. And I'm going to go into exactly why I'm taking those ones. I'll go into some of the health benefits of each one. First of all, when it comes to D3, D3 is a fat-soluble vitamin. So because it is fat-soluble, your body is going to store it in its fat tissues. And the other thing with vitamin D3 is, with vitamin D, there are several forms of vitamin D. The most common ones are going to be vitamin D2 and vitamin D3. Vitamin D2, it comes from food sources. You can't get it from any other sources. And the thing with vitamin D2 is it's not fully active. In order for D2 to become fully active, it has to go through a whole conversion process by the liver and the kidneys to become fully active. So vitamin D3 is a much more bioavailable form of vitamin D, which is why I take vitamin D. And the other thing too is vitamin D3, it is synthesized by the skin when you have exposure to sunlight. So if you're not going to be taking vitamin D3 supplement, then you should be getting out in the sun a lot. For me, I live in Canada, so in the winter time between November up until about March, I really don't see much sun at all, as you can tell by my pale complexion. So vitamin D3 is very, very important to me. And another thing with vitamin D3 is every couple of years I go through a megadose protocol. The reason I do that is because when I first got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, I had read up on some information regarding megadosing in vitamin D3 and the possible efficacy toward ulcerative colitis. The first 2 megadoses that I did 50,000 IU twice a week. I would do 50,000 IU on Monday, another 50,000 IU on Thursday. I did that for 6 weeks, and then I would go on a maintenance dose of 5,000 IU per day. When I did that, immediately after I did my 6-week megadose, I would feel amazing and all my symptoms would dissipate. But then after several months, symptoms would slowly come back. They were never severe, they were always just mild symptoms, but they did come back. And I did another megadose, and then same thing. I felt amazing, and then several months later, symptoms would slowly come back. So what happened was the 3rd and 4th time that I did the megadose, I ended up upping it to 100,000 IU twice per week. I would do 100,000 on Mondays, 100,000 on Thursdays. After the 6 weeks was complete, then I would go on a maintenance dose of 10,000 IU instead of 5,000. And I found that doing that every 2 years, symptoms never came back whatsoever. After last year, when I did experience those really bad symptoms after the follow-up colonoscopy, what I did was I decided after the HCl protocol to go on another megadose, but this time I increased the megadose. Typically, the supplements that I used when I was doing my megadose was Mega D3 from Poliquin Group, but unfortunately they stopped shipping to Canada because regulations have gotten a lot strict here and you can't ship anything over 1,000 IU to Canada. But I did find one company that I was able to get that had a 5,000 IU bottle, and it was a 30 milliliter bottle. That company was Nanoceutical Solutions. So I ended up purchasing 20 bottles of their vitamin D3. And what I've currently been doing over the last 3 weeks for my current megadose is I'm taking an entire bottle every day. That is 150,000 IU on Monday, 150,000 IU on Thursday. I had read several more scientific studies since doing my last 4 megadoses, and I found that there were studies of people who had done megadoses of 1,000,000 IU, and they had done it for up to 3 months without experiencing any adverse effect. So I figured, you know what, instead of 100,000, let me try 150, see how I'm feeling. So far, I'm 3 weeks in. I have absolutely no negative symptoms to report to you. In fact, everything feels amazing since I've started doing it. So I'm going to continue doing that for the next 3 weeks. After the 6 weeks is up, I will go back to doing just a regular daily maintenance dose. But that's pretty much what I've been doing with regard to the vitamin D3. Another thing with vitamin D3 is, aside from being a vitamin, it is also a hormone that is required for the absorption and utilization of calcium and also phosphorus. So vitamin D is a very, very important vitamin. It's also very necessary for the growth and development of bones, and it helps to reduce the risk of fractures, especially if you are in the older population and you're deficient in vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 has been shown to have a decreased risk in hip fractures in elderly people. So if you are older, you should definitely go to your doctor, get your vitamin D levels checked. And with regard to your vitamin D levels, ideally between 80 to 100 nanograms per deciliter is what you would want to be at. Anything below 50, you're definitely deficient, and there have been a lot of studies showing a lot of issues with cognitive decline, depression. So if you are below 50, it would be worth it to go see your doctor, talk to them, and possibly go on your own megadose protocol. But again, don't just do it because I'm telling you to. Go to your doctor, talk to them, see if it's right for you. Another thing with regard to why I take vitamin D3 is because vitamin D3 has been shown to prevent muscle weakness. And another thing is low vitamin D levels have been shown to have a link to heart disease, osteoporosis, diabetes, breast cancer, colon cancer. The list just goes on of the risks involved if you are deficient in vitamin D. So that is why I take a vitamin D supplement as part of my regular protocol. That leads me to my next supplement that I'm currently taking, which is a zinc supplement. The zinc supplement that I'm currently taking, I take 2 different zinc supplements. One of them is the zinc from Innovative Performance Sciences. It's called Zinc Essentials. The reason I like that one is, first of all, it has 3 different forms of chelated zinc. Chelated zinc is much more bioavailable for your body, which means you're going to absorb it a lot better. And what that means is it is linked to an amino acid. The Zinc Essentials, it has 3 different forms of chelated zinc, and then I also take zinc citrate from Thorne. Thorne Supplements, also another really good company. Highly recommend those two zinc supplements. And some of the reasons why I take zinc is, first of all, it's one of the most prevalent minerals of the body. If you're deficient in zinc, you could develop a lot of different symptoms from being deficient in that. It's required for protein synthesis and collagen formation, helps to promote a healthy immune system. Again, because of the ulcerative colitis, I do have a weakened immune system, so anything I could take to help boost my immune system, I am going to take it. And the other thing is it helps to prevent the liver from chemical damage. It can help prevent the formation of free radicals, increases your absorption of vitamin A. And one of the reasons why I like the zinc essentials is because zinc and copper work synergistically, which means you need to take them together. If you have either too much zinc or too much copper, it's going to interfere with the absorption of the other one. Ideally, you would want to take a 1:10 copper to zinc ratio. The zinc essentials, it's 45 milligrams per serving of zinc to 1 milligram of copper. So the ratio isn't quite as bad, but because of the diet that I'm currently doing, which is the carnivore diet, my levels are balanced out. And again, I get my blood work checked every year, and every year my blood work comes back completely perfect. So I'm not going to worry about that unless I see any issues with my blood work or I start to notice any adverse effects from that. But that's pretty much why I take the zinc supplement. The third supplement that I'm taking is a digestive enzyme. The digestive enzyme, I take it with every meal, and the reason I take that is, again, as I mentioned, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis back in 2010. That hinders my digestion, so anything that I can take to improve my digestion, I'm going to take it. And a digestive enzyme helps to improve my digestion, so that's why I take a digestive enzyme. I'm not going to go into all the different enzymes, but pretty much if it ends in ASE, it is a digestive enzyme. The most common enzymes that you will come across are going to be protease, amylase, and lipase. Protease, that's going to be the digestive enzyme to digest protein, hence the pro at the beginning. Amylase, that's going to be the digestive enzyme that helps you to help you digest carbohydrates. And lipase, the LIP should be a clue for you that the lipase, lipid, fat. Lipase helps you to digest fats. Lipase, protease, amylase, those are the three most common ones that people think of when they think of digestive enzymes. Also, if you consume lots of dairy products, lactase is also a really important digestive enzyme, as lactase helps you to digest lactose. Lactose is the sugar found in milk and dairy products. The other thing too is if you are not consuming organic, grass-fed, raw dairy, then you would want to consume some type of digestive enzyme that has lipase in it. The reason for that being is when you consume pasteurized dairy products, the lactase enzyme has been burned out through the pasteurization process. So by consuming a digestive enzyme with lipase in it, it will help you to digest the lactose a lot better. And a lot of people find that even if they are lactose intolerant, if they go over to a raw dairy source, then they are better able to digest lactose when they do consume dairy. The final supplement that I do take is an electrolyte supplement. I take electrolytes in my drinking water, and the reason is, first of all, because electrolytes are just very important. I take 5 grams in 1 gallon of my drinking water, and electrolytes are minerals that carry an electrical charge. They're found in your blood, urine, sweat, so if you work out a lot and you sweat a lot, you're going to lose a lot of electrolytes. It's going to be very important to get those electrolytes into your system. And each one has very specific processes that keep your body functioning at its optimal levels. There are several different forms of electrolytes. There is sodium, potassium, chloride, magnesium, phosphate, bicarbonate, and one of the reasons why I take an electrolyte supplement is because the water that I drink is distilled water. The thing with distilled water is, even though all the bad stuff gets removed during the distillation process when it becomes distilled, all the good stuff gets removed as well, like the electrolytes. So by adding the electrolytes back into the water, I'm remineralizing the water that was demineralized during the distillation process. Another reason why electrolytes are very important is it does help to improve nervous system function, muscle function. It'll help maintain proper hydration. It'll regulate your body's pH levels. If you're deficient in electrolytes, it could lead to fatigue. It can lead to a faster irregular heartbeat, numbness, tingling. You could get muscle cramps, muscle soreness, headaches. There's a lot of issues that can arise if you are deficient in electrolytes. So those are the 4 supplements that I take, and those are the reasons why I take them. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any other questions with regards to the carnivore diet, my experience with the carnivore diet, or any questions at all with regard to exercise, nutrition, anatomy, go ahead, ask them down in the comments section. I'll go ahead and answer your questions during our next Sunday's Q&A. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again next week. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. And if you have any questions, ask them down in the comment section, and we'll either respond to you directly in the comment section or answer your questions during another one of our weekly Sunday Q&As. keep fit, have fun, and we'll see you again next week.